Good morning, grandchildren. I've got another book, one you've probably never heard. It's called Guess How Much I Love You. Well, I love you a lot, so you can guess how much I love you. Let's see what this book says. Guess how much I love you. See the big bunny and the little bunny? They're called hares in this book. A bunny is called a hare. Interesting. Different than the hair on her head. Little nut brown hare, who was going to bed, held on tight to big nut brown hare's very long ears. Look at that. He's hanging on to his big ears. Oh, how cute. I love that. He's going to bed. He wanted to be sure that big nut brown hare was listening. Guess how much I love you, he said. Oh, I don't think I could guess that, said big nut brown hare. So here they are, and he's hanging on to his ears, and he's saying, guess how much I love you? And the big bunny says, I don't know how much, I couldn't guess that. This much, said little nut brown hare, stretching out his arms as wide as they could go. Look at him. He's saying, this much. It's like when you say, how much do you love me? I love you this much. And you stretch him as far as you can go. Big nut brown hare had even longer arms. But I love you this much, he said. That is a lot, thought little nut brown hare. See how wide his arms stretch? Wow, that's more than little nut brown hare, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I love you as high as I can reach, said little nut brown hare. Oh, see, he's reaching as high as he can. Wow. I love you as high as I can reach, said big nut brown hare. This is very high, thought little nut brown hare. I wish I had arms like that. Wow, look how high he's reaching, almost touching the sky, and look at him. He's so tiny. Then little nut brown hare had a good idea. He tumbled upside down and reached up the tree trunk with his feet. I love you all the way up to my toes. Look at him turned upside down. And he said, I love you all the way up to my toes. He's seeing that. Now that's funny. Can you do a handstand like that against the wall? Have you ever tried? Let mommy help you. And I love you all the way up to your toes, said big nut brown hare, swinging him up over his head. Oh, whoa, look how high his toes are now. And he said, that's how high I love you. That much. I like to swing y'all around in a circle like that. Woo, it's always fun, isn't it? I love you as high as I can hop, laughed little nut brown hare, bouncing up and down. Look at him hopping. Boing, 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 boing. Can you hop like a bunny? I bet you can. I bet you can hop very high. But I love you as high as I can hop, smiled big nut brown hare, and he hopped so high that his ears touched the branches above. That's good hopping, thought little nut brown hare. I wish I could hop like that. Look how high he hopped. His ears are touching the branch. See there? He's like, whoa, he can hop. How high can you hop? Show me. I love you all the way down the lane as far as the river. Cried little nut brown hare. I love you across the river and over the hill, said big nut brown hare. Wow, look at all the way down to the river And he says all the way down the river, across the river, and over the hills. That's how much he loves him. That's a lot of love, isn't it? It goes a long, long way. That's very far, thought little Nut Brown Hare. He was almost too sleepy to think anymore. Then he looked beyond the thorn bushes out into the big dark night. Nothing could be farther than the sky. So he's looking, he's getting an idea of how much he can tell him he loves him. Look at him, he's sitting so sleepy. He's thinking, I bet I know what he's gonna say next. I love you up to the moon, he said, and closed his eyes. Ooh, that's far, said Nut Brown Hare. That is very, very far. So he's already going to sleep. He says, I love you all the way to the moon. Look how far it is. Have you ever seen the moon? It's far. Big Nut Brown Hare settled Little Nut Brown Hare into his bed of leaves. He leaned over and kissed him goodnight. So there he is, snuggling him down in his leaves. And here he is giving him a goodnight kiss. You get goodnight kisses. Then he lay down close by and whispered with a smile, I love you right up to the moon and back. I love you to the moon and back. That's a long way. The end. I love you, grandchildren.